Good morning. Subscribe and press a like to Peanut Nola 504. Also hit the bell. You know, I woke up this morning with a lot of energy, feeling good about myself. Took my black seed oil and know, trying to weed myself off of blood pressure medicine and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's about the only thing that has been failing me. But I've been gradually getting off of blood pressure medicine, and it's been working out, with exercising and taking my black seed oil and my coconut oil and, getting myself in tune with the nature, the medicines of nature. And I've been doing well with myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm 44 years old, and I'm just trying to be a better man. I'm trying to have a better life. I'm a truck driver. I've been driving for many years, and I'm right here in Tennessee. And I get a chance, as a truck driver, I get to see a lot of beautiful things, a lot of things, and I think about our ancestors. I think about the ancestors that came through these areas. I get a chance to just see different land bases, checking out every little quart of Turtle Island of the United States. Many of us who come up from great families, but don't even know about our own history, about our families. We don't know too much because we wasn't told too much. And I don't think so many families don't know a lot about their self, so there's nothing much to tell you. But, we just assume that we're so-called African Americans, and I've been saying this for a very long time, that this research and, learning these things, you have to learn to do it for yourself, because some people just won't do it for you, okay? Tracing yourself back to your roots. Some people, like I told people, I said 8% of Africans did come on slave boats, not slave ships. They did come. So that's only 8% of them. So when you talk about 8%, that is, you're talking about families that had been here already, okay? You can't just think that millions and billions of people came on slave boats, slave ships, and they just all of a sudden got here and they woke up and they were here. So-called African Americans and people of color are all across the nations, okay? They're in Africa, they're in Australia, they're in Europe. You just got to understand that we're everywhere, okay? Just like the 12 tribes of Jacob. And he talked about we were scattered across all the nations. And you have to understand that we are God's special people that were here. And we're not special because we're black. We were special because we were here to be the example for the other nations. We're not better than any other people. We're not better than Gentiles. We're not better than no one. But we were here to teach the truth about the Most High. That's according to biblical. If you are a biblical person, okay? You do know about Jacob. You do know about Esau, okay? You do know that Esau had the promise, and his promise was taken away from him. And Jacob received the promise, okay? So, they're in Rebecca's fighting. They were fighting in the womb. And God said we would have You know, they have two nations of people. Now that's biblical. Now if you talk about scientific science, when you put a dark seed with a white seed and you mix them two seeds, the black seed dominates. This is not racism. This is nothing I'm teaching you. This is not about dominant or that we're better. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's talking about one race is better than the other race. One race was brought to lead the other races to righteousness, to teach the word of the Most High. Yeah. But some people don't believe that, and you have a right to not believe that. But it's no secret that we have so-called African Americans across the United States that are treated like the worst. People of color are treated like the worst. There's no secret. Okay? We're talking about nationally, locally. These people are dying. Okay? Because you're still caught in your captivity. And most people who have disrespected the Most High are still living Deuteronomy chapter 28, the curses. Now, like I said, there are some who are going to believe in what I'm saying according to the scriptures. And then there are going to be some who do not believe in scriptures, which I'm cool with that. So I'm not a religious person. I'm just stating what the Bible has said. So if you believe in the Bible, that's what the Bible truth is about. But if you don't believe in the Bible, you have to think about science and how people get around and what climate do they live in. You know? Most Caucasian people cannot live in hot climates, or their skin will burn due to the heat. Okay? So you got to think about the climate that these people of God was where they were, where the real Jews were. If you look at Israel, and if you look at Africa, and you look at all them land bases, and if you look at South America, these are heated climate areas. So when you have a lighter pigment ship, your skin tends to mutate. It has to be able to protect itself from the sun. I'm a light-skinned brother, you know, but I have melanin in my skin that protects me from the heat. I can sit out here in this Tennessee heat without having to run back in my truck because I'm gonna get a sunburn. Okay? So the melanin in your skin was made to protect you from the heated climate. That's what it was made for. Okay? Now, Caucasian people who come from the mountain areas or colder climate, they didn't have it had a mutation, a skin mutation, so they could not live in heated climates. It's just science, okay? We got to stop making things about race. It's not about the race. It's about the heart of the person. And when you look at the killings that have been happening, where you got one race that believes that somebody is taking something away from them, then you will understand that these people feel like they have been neglected. They feel like that these immigrants are going to come over and take their jobs away from them. That they want these immigrants are being painted as the devil, has been painted as evil people, that they're coming over to take over their country. When has any country became a country for a particular race of people. Every country across the world belongs to mankind. So why do we claim certain areas? I don't understand. Whether you black, white, Hispanic, if you live in the United States of America, see, when I talk about Aboriginal people, and the reason why I bring up, I'm talking to a group of people who don't know where they come from. You know, white people, some people in their families, some of their cultures are Italian people. Some of their cultures are French people. Some of their cultures, they have all kinds of, whether they Jewish, but they're still white. Same thing with black people. We have Africans, we have Indians, we have all kinds of, but we're just teaching that so-called African Americans did not all come from slave boats, that they were already here. And there is scientific proof that they were already here. Okay? You're finding bones structures. You're finding even mummies. They even found the lady mummy in South America. They're finding historical bones in America that were older than slavery time. And they're matching them up to Aboriginal people of color. So when we think about the Indians, and when you was told about the cowboys and the Indians, you think about the good hair, you think the beautiful looking women with the got their bow and arrows. You think about the guys with the long hair and the good hair. You think that to be Indians. And they are the natives of the Mongoloids, okay? And they have been here too. But there was a group of people that was here before them. And we don't acknowledge that they were here because we got so many people that are trying to keep that secret away. So many people want to deny the truth about these people that were here before Native Americans. Because no, they want to make us all African. Yes, we're cousins with Africa. Because at one time, and I keep stating this in some of my videos, in Pangaea, we were all connected. We were all connected. All continents were connected to Africa. So yes, I do believe that theory. Okay? It's just the fact that nobody wants to keep, see what makes me upset, what makes me upset is that nobody wants to keep us a part of America. I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. And when somebody tell me to go back where I come from, I'm gonna tell you to go to hell. Because I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, on America's soil. And I ask you, so-called African American people, stop allowing your oppressor to tell you where to go. Because if you stand back and tell them where to go, where would they go? See, when people of color stand back and they fight against supremacy and they fight against racism, then people tend to say that we're racist. When we're only teaching the truth to our people that you come from somewhere other than what somebody has told you. And then we got the nerves to want to believe in DNA, that you could spit on something and trace yourself all the way back. You can spit on something and trace yourself all the way back to Africa. When you can only go 2 generations with DNA. And these are biblical, these are facts, these are scientific facts. And then I want to tell you, you're not patriotic. You're not American. Oh yes, I'm American. I want to be American. I don't want to be nothing other than American. Why should I go to somewhere where somebody don't know me and has not came? If Africa loved me so much and I am Africa, why haven't they came back to get you? And no offense to our African brothers and sisters, but they have a lot of them that do not like so-called African Americans and do not claim us. And that's facts. And I don't care about losing followers. I didn't get on YouTube for followers. And I didn't get on here to gain them or lose them. I'm out here to spread the message that you can also have a brain that you can think other than what somebody has told you. That it's okay to do research. That it's okay to learn something different. That it's okay to look in your family background to learn who you are. All glory goes to the Most High.